What's going on, everyone? Welcome back to the show. So one of the things that I like to talk about when it comes to Social Security is I do like to compare Social Security to other programs in other countries. And the reason why I like to look at other countries is to see how their retirement system is set up is because maybe we can learn some things from other countries. And so today what I want to do is I want to take a look at other developed countries and look at their retirement system compared to the U.S. So that's what we're going to focus on in this video. But first off, if you guys can do me a favor, please like the video, subscribe to the channel, hit that little bell notification, and then click all. By clicking all, you'll get notified anytime we post a video. We do daily videos here, so by clicking the bell notification and clicking all, you should be getting updated every day. Okay, I'm going to do more videos like this where I kind of compare the U.S. to other countries. And the reason for this is a good way for us to keep a scorecard on how good Social Security is or how bad Social Security is and what we need to work on when it comes to Social Security to make it a better program. So I'm going to show you, first off, I want to show you the information, where I'm getting this information from. So if you guys want to follow along, you can go to this website. They'll have the information. You can look at it. You can do more research on your own if you want to do that. I don't just want to show you data and then not give you the context and how they're getting this data. So data depicts the gross public pension benefit in the U.S. context, that will be Social Security, for an average worker in each country who enters the workforce today and works steadily until full pension age. In the United States, that would be 67, as a percent of pre-tax earnings. And this information was gathered from the Organization for Economic Cooperation and Development, Pensions at a Glance. This was 2021. The retirement system, and the retirement system that they're talking about here is OECD countries, okay? So we're going to look at the average. Now, I'm getting this information from the Center on Budget and Policy Priorities, cbpp.org. Okay, so now you know where I'm getting the information from. Now let's take a look at the data. So it says here, U.S. Social Security benefits are lower than in many other developed nations. So that's the title there. Now let's take a look at how, and what they're doing, just so you guys understand. It says Social Security benefits for average workers as a percentage of earnings. Okay, so as a percentage of your earnings, when you retire, how much, as far as the money that you're putting in, how much can you get back? Okay, as a percentage. Okay, so in pensions, it's really easy when it comes to a pension because, like, for example, the pension that I'm receiving, I receive a certain percentage of my top 3 salaries the whole time that I was working. So that's how they do that. So it could be 70%, 80%, 90% of that, to the top 3 salaries that I made when I was working. So let's take a look. When it comes to Denmark comes in at number 1, and we go down. So that's 80%. They're getting about 80% of their, and I don't know if they're looking at the top 3 salaries that they've worked, or I don't know exactly how they calculate that, but we'll just say 80% of their top salary. That's just what we're going to say. So Denmark comes in number 1. Luxembourg comes in number 2 at slightly below 80%. Portugal comes in at number 3. Colombia, interesting enough, you guys know I like to go to Colombia. Colombia comes in at number 4, and then Italy, Austria, Spain, Turkey, Greece, Costa Rica. We have all these countries that are coming in above the U.S. when it comes to their pension plan or their Social Security plan. Netherlands, Hungary, Mexico, France, Finland, Sweden, the Slovak Republic, Iceland, Czech Republic, United Kingdom, Norway, Switzerland, Belgium, Latvia, Slovenia, Germany, Israel, New Zealand, and then the U.S. So we are at the bottom of this list. And right here, they show you the average. So the OECD average, so that's where they're receiving this information from. The average would be around Belgium, okay? So we fall below the average when it comes to the Social Security, our Social Security system, our pension system. And then below that is Canada, Japan, Australia, Chile, Korea, Poland, Ireland, Estonia, and Lithuania. So that rounds it out. So looking at a percentage, I think it's important for us to focus on this as well. When we look at a percentage here, when it comes to the U.S., we're at about 40%. Okay, so let's say 40% of what you've earned. So, and it's hard to say what you've earned. Let's just look at it like this. Let's say you make $100,000 a year, you're getting 40% of that in Social Security. Okay, and that's about right, because what they tell you and what the federal government will tell you and what financial advisors will tell you is that Social Security should not make up more than 40% of your retirement plan. So when you're planning for your retirement, you need to have about 60%, and then Social Security will offset that additional 40%. So that's what they tell you. So this information is pretty accurate when you look at it along those lines. But just think, some of these other countries on this list at the very top here, Denmark, Luxembourg, Portugal, Colombia, there's a large percentage that is their pension. Okay, we're talking 80%. In some situations, this is 80%, and then we drop down. It's about in between, 70 and 80, between 70 and 80% of their pension for all of these countries. Okay, we can go all the way to this list here. This is 70 to 80% of your top. So if you make 100,000 in a year, then that percentage would be 80% of that. So you're getting 80,000 as far as your retirement. Okay. So just wanted to show you guys this because I think this is really information that we should be paying attention to. So we see how the U.S. compares to other countries when it comes to our pension system. Now, our pension system has changed because now we have 401ks. Before, we had actual pensions. And when you have an actual pension, the numbers would be much higher, because if you're working on a pension, just like I was saying, if you work on a pension, they do it by percentage, and they focus on, it's the benefit is that you're going to receive 70 to 80% of your salary for the rest of your life. That's the way the pension system is set up. However, businesses, corporations have gone away from pensions because pensions cost more money. Whereas if you're looking at a 401k, it doesn't cost as much. Plus, there are different tax benefits for corporations to move forward with the 401k as opposed to a pension. And so now we're seeing them do away with pensions and move into the 401ks, and it's putting more stress on Social Security because people need more when it comes to Social Security in order to survive. Whereas before, if you have a pension system set up, you don't need as much of Social Security to be able to pay your bills and all that. And so when it comes to the talk of Social Security, what to do with Social Security, how to make it solvent, this is something we should also be focused on. We don't rank very high when it comes to Social Security. And I know there are people that are going to say, well, the program wasn't designed for that. It wasn't designed to be your only retirement. And that's true. It wasn't designed to be your only retirement. But since we've moved away from pensions into a 401k, we see that the 401k is not working. It is not providing enough money for people to live out a comfortable life. And so because of that, we do need to focus on Social Security and maybe make Social Security more into, more like a pension program to provide retirement for people who don't have a strong 401k or people who work for companies who never set up a 401k. And it's very hard. It's very hard to save money. We all know that. Even the federal government knows that because they can't save money, and that's why we're running deficits. So it's very hard to save money. So maybe we should have some type of a pension plan set up, some type of a Social Security / pension plan that allows people to live a comfortable life when they retire. So I want to know what you guys think about all this. So let me know down below. If you like this video, please give me a thumbs up. Please subscribe for more, and I'll talk to you in the next one. Bye.